Ray had a different plan in mind. He called the McDonald brothers and said he wanted to buy them out of McDonald's completely. Ray asked them to name their price and let him know when they decided. A few days later, the phone rang. When Ray heard the amount, $2.7 million, he was completely speechless. Both brothers told Ray, "We just want $1 million each after taxes. That's for everything. Our name, our original store in San Bernardino, our rights, everything related to McDonald's. We've worked 7 days a week for over 30 years and we deserve this amount." Sure, things were going well for Ray with his new real estate strategy, but $2.7 million in 1960 was nearly $29 million in today's money. Even for a growing business, that was a huge amount, but Ray knew this was his opportunity, so he said yes to the deal. Luckily, Harry had strong connections on Wall Street, which helped Ray secure the money. It meant taking on a huge debt, but Ray believed in McDonald's so much that he was sure he'd earn it all back. But at the last minute, the McDonald brothers decided to keep their original restaurant in San Bernardino. It was a dirty game. That location was a goldmine, and Ray needed the income from it. He tried everything, but they refused to change their minds. They were ready to cancel the deal if they didn't get their original store. Thankfully, in the end, they reached a deal. The brothers could keep their original store, but they had to rename it the Big M, so it was no longer linked to the McDonald's brand. However, there is another side of this story which says the brothers also wanted to keep getting their 0.5% royalty for lifetime. But Ray said if they put it in the contract, insurance companies would charge him more, so he promised to pay them from his own pocket, but only as a handshake deal, not in writing. The brothers weren't sure if they could trust Ray, but in the end, they agreed, hoping he'd keep his word. But when it was time to pay, Ray refused and never gave them a single penny. But since nothing was written down, the brothers couldn't do anything or prove the deal ever happened. Still, the story wasn't over. Ray had one last plan in mind, to destroy the McDonald's original store in San Bernardino. Ray opened a McDonald's restaurant right next to the brothers' original store just to put them out of business. It was ruthless. They weren't hurting anyone by keeping their single store, but it worked. The Big M couldn't survive with a McDonald's right next door, and the brothers' dream of holding onto their store was crushed. However, after that, Ray never looked back and kept growing and growing. Today, there's no doubt that McDonald's is the biggest fast food chain in the world, and it's also true that none of it would have been possible without Ray Kroc. It was Ray who always wanted to grow McDonald's, while the brothers just wanted a simple and peaceful life. But on January 14th, 1984, at the age of 81, Ray took his last breath in California. By then, McDonald's had already become a global empire with thousands of locations around the world. Interestingly, every year, the company has its annual Founders Day event, and they celebrate that day in honor of Ray Kroc, not the McDonald brothers. As of today, there are 40,000 McDonald's restaurants in 120 countries, and it's all because of Ray Kroc. However, if you want to watch another story like this, I'll highly recommend you watch the Gucci video.